Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Trade Talk. I'm doing a test thing and I've got a backup here. That's why this camera's in frame and you'll see me showing stuff to it from time to time. Anyway, so today we're reviewing Batman and the Justice League by Shiori Teshirogi. I'm going to go with E because I know how to pronounce Shiori, I'm pretty sure. And that is the same I form, so I'm gonna go with that. Anyway, so yeah, I was interested in this because it was a Justice League manga. I don't know, just I like things that are experimenting with that whole East meets West dynamic. I like the things that have fun with that and go somewhere with it. That being said, this is $13. I just saw it in my comic shop and kind of picked it up on a whim because I like the experimental stuff. And, I don't know, anime Superman kind of cracked me up with his tiny head and gigantic body. And I don't know, I like stuff like that, at least as a taste. I gotta say, ultimately, I do not think this is worth it. This $13, and it's not a complete story, it's just like a single issue comic, and I know one day I'll probably be buying single issue comics that are $13, but not today. So ultimately I'm disappointed with this one, but let's get into what it is exactly. So this boy is traveling to Gotham from Japan to try to find his parents. But the second he gets to Gotham, it's just absolutely awful. A cabbie refuses to even drive into the city and makes the kid walk a bridge by himself. And the kid immediately sees this abandoned cop car, which is just the scariest type of thing when you think about it if you're a tourist. So the kid tries to talk to the cop, but the cop immediately starts acting very drunk and attacks him and tries to mug him with his partner. They are pretty successful at it until they try to take the kid's sword. At which point he busts out some ninja moves, kicks their asses, and starts running away, but the cop pulls a gun on him. And the kid didn't completely incapacitate him because he hates violence, but when the cop pulls the gun, that's when Batman shows up to save the day. This is... it is legitimately cool to see Batman in this kind of art style. He fits it quite well, I feel. I particularly like this page over here with all the swirling cape action. That's really neat. Anyway, so Batman and the kid have a discussion about the use of violence in defending yourself and all that stuff. And then Batman says they shouldn't have attacked you, but they're under the influence of this stuff called Gaia Juice that a criminal named the Joker is distributing. So Batman heads off to go deal with that, and then we start to get the Joker. And a lot of what I like about this is just design choices. I really like the design of the Joker here. I really enjoy that use of card suits on the jacket. I think that's really cool and just has a good look to it. But anyway, the Joker's got this magical juice that's kind of inebriating people and funneling their thoughts into his own. It's allowing him to kind of control people like zombies almost to an effect. And there's this woman trapped in a big jug of the stuff, and she's apparently an earth goddess or some shit. Batman shows up, they fight, pretty much. Just pretty typical stuff. Interestingly, this takes place in continuity with DC to some extent, or at least acknowledges DC continuity, in that Jason Todd has recently been murdered. I think that's just surprising to see. I kind of expected the writer to just go on with their own thing. Anyways, Batman and Joker fight, and Joker, of course, wants Batman to kill him. Again, art stuff I really like. The Joker writing his name on a pistol is cool. stuff like that I just enjoy. Gotta slide closer to this camera. But then it's a whole fucking thing. Batman goes to try to save the woman that's in the tank, but then gets attacked by this fucking Japanese demon-looking thing. Akura, they call it. It's kind of neat. I mean, it feels pretty typical of what you'd expect, I guess. Anyway, Batman saves the woman, Joker and Akura escape, blah, 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 blah. Gordon starts taking care of the Japanese kid who's looking for his parents. What the fuck is his name? This is going to bother the shit out of me if I can't find it out. Ryu Arimaya. Ryu Arimaya is the kid's name, and his parents are in Gotham, and they've been missing, presumed dead in a factory explosion. Suddenly there's fireworks, the kid runs out of Gordon's office, leaving him a little mysterious ninja-style note, because the kid's obviously got some kind of heavy training or whatever. I don't know, it's really convoluted, which I kind of would expect. Not that that's bad. Of the art that I do like, Superman is definitely not one of it. His head is entirely too small for the body. It's not just on the cover. It's throughout the entire series, or the entire manga, that Superman's head is just neat. Though some of the other ways that Superman's drawn here, just, it's cool to see in that style. It's fun. It looks neat. I do like it. It's just proportions are weird. Lex Luthor gets involved with this whole thing. He's got some kind of evil plan that I really can't figure out, but Lex is so much smarter than me, that's why. It's a whole thing. I do I like some of the imagery here. This is cool. As Lex is explaining his evil plan, look at all this stuff going on behind him. Look at, like, the snake and the apple and the, what's the name of it? What do you call that guy? The Da Vinci drawing. I don't know, shit like that's kind of neat. Bunch of shit happens in this. It's a little too much. I read this a couple days ago, and honestly I'm having trouble remembering all of it because there's just so much crap going on, and it's not even a completed story. For some reason or another, Lex Luthor wants Ryu Arimira. He is some kind of important piece to the puzzle here, and yeah. Meanwhile, the Justice League is getting involved in the situation. And again, some of this stuff's legitimately cool to look at. The Justice League drawn in this style just works, man. It's a neat idea. I don't know. A bunch of other shit goes down. Gordon's an idiot in this version. Bruce Wayne comes downstairs in bandages and shit, and Gordon's like, oh, rough night, yeah, I had a lady friend and she just brutally kicked the shit out of me and broke my ribs, I guess? I don't know. Gordon's fucking dense, if that's the case. Yeah. Joker and Lex are working together. There's all kinds of stuff going on here. And then just randomly, Ocean Master, Aquaman's brother, shows up and escapes from Belle Rev, and just starts beelining it toward Gotham. And that's pretty much where this ends, is he shows up in Gotham and Batman's ready to face him down, and that's the end of the book. And I'm like, well, that just feels like it's out of nowhere. This whole thing with the Gaia juice and the Joker, it all feels like it's building to something more localized, and then that shit just happens. It's like, wow, okay, see what happens next time. Unless you're turned off by that kind of an ending in something that is reasonably expensive. And I understand the different marketing associated with manga versus American comics, but at the same time, no thanks. No, it just doesn't work for me. That's too much to spend on just one chapter of a story, basically. And, I mean, to be fair, this is probably the equivalent of like 3 to 4 issues of a comic, but again, I just can't see myself ordering that for it. It just doesn't click in my head and incentivize me. So, that's it. That's the end of this little test stream. Hopefully things worked out better this time. If not, I gotta go back to Best Buy and return some shit. Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching this awkward-ass episode of Trade Talk. I will see y'all next time. Bye.